As the General Assembly seeks ways to bring fiscal balance back to the state budget, a fuller understanding of the relationship between the state government and our local communities is paramount. Towns and cities across Connecticut generate large amounts of revenue through a variety of taxes that leave our communities and go directly to the state. When Connecticut towns flourish economically, the state budget is one of the main beneficiaries. For communities to flourish, our local government must maintain critical services such as public safety, infrastructure, and education. If these services fall short, property values decline, businesses and residents move out, and the local economy falters. To maintain vital local services, our communities rely on the Governor and General Assembly to return enough of the locally generated tax revenues. The practice of returning a portion of the revenues back to our hometowns is most commonly referred to as municipal aid. Think of it like this. We send the state $1 and they give our town back 25 cents to help us do the things necessary locally to generate more tax dollars. Since state lawmakers recognize they can't fully fund municipal aid, they direct our town government to make up the difference through local property taxes. That and the lack of providing other revenue sources for towns has led Connecticut to some of the highest property taxes in the nation. And here's another scary part. Municipal aid cuts aren't a spending reduction at all. It's the state's way of shifting a greater burden back on our towns that still must maintain vital basic services. As a result, our communities must make up the difference in lost revenues the only way the state allows, by increasing property taxes. So, when state leaders choose to cut our refund on top of already underfunding public education by $600 million, the General Assembly is really passing on a property tax increase. They're just hoping we get lost in the smoke and mirrors. Gone crazy yet? Well, there's more. When state lawmakers want to adopt new policies they can't afford to pay for, they often pass legislation mandating that local governments do their bidding. However, these new initiatives all cost money that the state can't provide. So how does our community cover the cost? In Connecticut, there's only one way. Bet you can guess it. That's right, increasing the property tax. Let's summarize. The most regressive and harmful tax on our businesses and citizens is the property tax. Connecticut, unlike other states, limits generating revenues locally, almost exclusively to the property tax. Other revenues generated locally all go to the state, and the state refunds a portion of those revenues and calls it municipal aid. When this municipal aid is cut because the state needs more of our money, taxpayers are asked to pay more through the property tax. When the state cannot afford new initiatives, they mandate cities and towns to do it for them, forcing property tax increases. Had enough? Urge your state lawmakers to return back home more of the tax revenues generated in our communities, or leave more of the tax money in our communities for our local governments in the first place. And don't shift the burden of an overstressed state budget onto our towns through new unfunded state mandates. Learn more about this and other important issues affecting hometown Connecticut at ccm-ct.org.